Hi, this is Mannat Jagia. This is Capsule Literature Series Lecture 11. In this session, I would be continuing to discuss some more questions of MET 2021. The first question is, How Do I Love Thee is a famous lyric composed by whom? A very easy answer. How Do I Love Thee is a famous lyric composed by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. This is a very famous sonnet from her famous sonnet collection, Sonnets from Portuguese, and she has written this sonnet for her husband, Robert Browning. You must be knowing about the love story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning and Robert Browning, how they fell in love with each other, how they wrote, they exchanged 574 letters before they got married. Elizabeth's father was in opposition of this couple, of this relationship, so they had to elope, they had to run away. They had some tough time in their life, but they stood by each other. So this is sonnet number 43. If you want to know more about Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Robert Browning, these are two really very important writers, poets. You can take the subscription of our British literature course, in which we have explained each and every writer and their works in much detail. I have a full-length lecture on both of these poets, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Robert Browning, their history, their works, everything about sonnets from Portuguese in detail. Everything you will find in the British literature course. So How Do I Love Thee is a famous lyric composed by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Remember, Robert Browning has written some wonderful works like Rabbi Ben Ezra. Rabbi Ben Ezra's quote is very famous: "Grow old along with me, the best is yet to be." Then he has written this Grammarian Funeral, which talks about how this grammarian spent his whole life studying and he did not take care of his own soul, and his ashes were taken on the mountain. Okay, next question. Arvind Adiga creates his Kittur modeled on. Kittur is a fictional place in Arvind Adiga's novels. So Arvind Adiga creates his Kittur modeled on Mangalore. On which place? Mangalore. Now remember about Arvind Adiga also a few very important points. The first novel of Arvind Adiga was The White Tiger, very famous. White Tiger has the protagonist Balram Halwai, and he is the White Tiger. He is called as the White Tiger by his teacher, and he runs a taxi company later, and he names the taxi company the White Tiger. The second novel of Arvind Adiga is Between the Assassination. Now this was written actually before The White Tiger, but then it was published second. Now Between the Assassination is also very important. It can be asked, it was written before the first novel, The White Tiger, and the title Between the Assassination refers to the period between the assassinations of Indira Gandhi in 1984 and her son Rajiv Gandhi in 1991. So it talks about the period between these two assassinations. One more important novel of Arvind Adiga is The Last Man in Tower. This is a wonderful novel, a very interesting one, and it talks about a masterji who refuses to leave his apartment. So this is all you need to remember a little about Arvind Adiga. Next question, a very easy one. The transition from Old English to Middle English began with the... So the transition, the drift from the Old English to Middle English began with the Norman Conquest of 1066. Now what exactly happened in the Norman Conquest of 1066? William, the Duke of Normandy, conquered England. This is Norman Conquest. William, the Duke of Normandy, Norman, French, conquered over England in the year 1066, and the precise date was October 14, 1066. The other options given in this question are: first is Norman Conquest, which comes in 1066. Second option is John Wycliffe's translation of the Bible. Now this came in 1384. And Middle English period starts after the Old English period, 1066. Then the third option given was Black Death. Black Death also came later, 1349, 1350. Then the fourth option given is the 100 Years' War against France, which also comes from 1337 to 1453. So the transition from Old English to Middle English period began with the Norman conquest of 1066. That's all about this session. I hope you have enjoyed this session. If you want to learn more about the history of British literature, about Norman conquest, about all the eras from Old English to postmodern, we have all the lectures sequentially arranged in our Google Classroom. You can take the subscription and listen to the lectures and strengthen your background info about British history. That's all for this session. Thank you.